there was a girl who grew up on a small homestead, and she dreamed of being a creative person. She enjoyed all of the arts, singing, dancing, art, writing, all of those things. And she was so inquisitive and curious as well. And so, what she thought to do at, say, 11 years old was to start writing songs. And she did. She also thought that it would be a good idea if she had the opportunity to take voice lessons. And music lessons, by the way. But because she lived on a farm and her family did not have many resources, it was very difficult. So, this girl, she taught herself how to read music and play piano, for which her mother had a piano. And, by the way, her mother's side of the family were also very musical. So she got opportunities to sing in church, but she still wanted more of an education. So when she got the opportunity in high school, she decided she wanted to be a part of this magnet school, and she did. She applied for visual arts and she applied for classical voice. She didn't get in for visual arts, but she did get in for classical voice. So she studied classical voice in high school, and eventually she went into college. Her first year in college, her major was classical voice, until she realized that they offered music composition. When she realized that, she took it, the opportunity that is. Even though, sadly, the school no longer offers that. And it makes it really difficult to tell people that you have a degree in musical composition at this school, where this school no longer offers it. But that's, whatever. So once this girl got out of college, that is. Oh, meanwhile, she was coming up with a moniker because she also wanted to perform these songs that she started writing since she was 11 years old in public spaces. But she also wanted to incorporate the idea of being really smart as being something good, because a lot of times in the 80s and 90s, a lot of the artists of the day were portrayed as drug dealers or thugs or criminals of some sort, or overtly sexual, which is not necessarily an issue, but it was playing into a stereotype that this girl did not want to be a part of. So she came up with a moniker, Nerd Queen. Yes. And so she enjoyed that. She wanted to release music on her own label, with her own music, with her own voice, with her own message, because there wasn't very much out there, even though there was things out there, but it wasn't as popular to be smart and be musical at the same time and creative. Those were the times, just saying. So this girl, she graduated college. She comes out of college and she decides, even though she went to school for music, she double majored actually. Eventually she continued on in her musical composition degree, and she picked up called mass communication, radio, TV, film. So she got a lot of background about how to be able to use the music that she learned how to make. Radio, TV, film, right? And so, yes, back then she got a lot of information, got a lot of resources. And then she wanted to live in the lovely city of Atlanta. So she moved literally the day after she graduated college to the fair city of Atlanta. Because She also wanted to go to the college that she originally wanted to go to, but she couldn't because of her scholarship, because she was smart. But she got into a college that, yeah, I'm just saying, because she was smart. But anyway, she spent 1 year at that particular college because it did offer a music industry degree. But during that year that she went to school, another year, she discovered, even though the professors were saying, the best education is doing it. Go out there. Go out and do it. And so that's what she did. So she also took many a job, because, that's how it goes. In the meantime, as a college degree, college BA, you got a degree and whatnot, and you're looking to create your music. You end up meeting people of like mind, people who are also creative, and we're all working the same kind of job. And you start releasing your music on cassettes, because why not? All right. And you also think it's really important to be a part of the community, not just telling people to buy your cassette or whatever. So you start writing, because you do have a background in writing, and you're smart enough to objectively write. And having that background in music also helps, knowing different kinds and styles of music out there in these streets. So she writes for Performer Magazine, which is still out there, but more on the internet now. So Performer Magazine, she wrote for roughly about 4 years before she really got very serious in her own music, of course. And by the time she left Performer Magazine, people were like emailing her or sending her packages to review their work, because she was objective, she was fair. Her writing style was very concise, yet expressive at the same time. Yes. And throughout the time of being a performer, this girl, she decided that eventually she was like, if I have to have a day job, let me have a day job I really want. So she goes back to school for education, to be a teacher. Ironically, because when she was in college, a lot of people would always ask her, are you going to be a music teacher? Are you going to be a music teacher? And, the girl would be like, no. Funny how life turns on you, right? So she goes back to school for education. But she still didn't go back for music education, by the way, even though technically she could probably still do that. But anyway, she goes back to school for education. Her music is doing some things. She's doing it part-time. She's trying to work on having that day job that she can work with, not against her, because education does work with who she is. Yeah. She becomes a teacher, still doing what she does as a musician. And along the way, she starts to realize, wait a minute, there's a lot of teachers doing the same thing. There are a lot of teachers that are also creative. Who knew? I do now. So while she works as a teacher, as an educator, she also goes into teaching music part-time. Giving music lessons in voice, in piano, in guitar, and ukulele every once in a while, even though it's not her favorite. Okay. In the meantime, she has now built a name for herself in the fair city of Atlanta. She's even gotten, a bit of notoriety internationally. And this is long before social media. Keep that in mind. Long before social media. And so she, she's pretty okay with where she is. She enjoys wanting to make more music, do more art, living the life, right? Living the life. Then, what happens? Oh, yeah. Forgot about that part. So the part comes in where people are always asking her to collaborate, to do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't really the right thing for her, because she, felt the vibes. One thing about being who she is was knowing that she had a vision and she was not going to be a part of somebody else's vision. She was not going to be the Tina Turner to the Ike Turner, if you know what I mean. Okay, there's a lot of them out there doing that. So when the opportunity finally came to where she found another outlet to be a part of, she said yes. And she said yes to Black Fox, the band. And so now she is a member of the band Black Fox for almost 10 years now, I think. Oh, wow. And another side project for which, we can talk about later. And being Nerd Queen. And in the meantime, social media has grown, developed, becoming more of what she had been waiting for, because she's been writing. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Been writing the whole time and thinking about how can I get my vision out there without the gatekeepers that would tell me that, oh, I need to do it like this, or I need to sound like this, or I need to look like this. And it's like, I look like I want to look like and do what I want to do. Okay. So I think, see, now this is turning into first person because it's me. I'm Nerd Queen. But anyway, so now that there are tools out there that I can use to help me realize my vision, it's now going to start happening. And I'm excited about that. And part of it is being on here a lot more. So yes, I'm Nerd Queen. Join me as I put together my new project, along with celebrating our latest release, Black Fox 4. And yes, I'm featured on two songs, I think. I'm lead singing in two of these. I don't keep up, I'm sorry. But yes, we're working on, and I'll also come on more often too, talking about our road to the Grammys. Because last time around, our last release, we were in consideration for a Grammy, but I think this year we need to get a little bit more on top of it. So we want a Grammy. We want one. We do. I think this is good enough. So if you are out there, listen to this. What do you think? If you're in the Academy, vote for us. Even if you're a hip hop, whatever, you can still vote for all the other categories by chance. I'm just saying you can. So I'm gonna talk to some folks on my band, and we're gonna figure out some strategies, because I think we can get a Grammy. We're good. Yeah. With that, I'm gonna say take care. See ya. Okay. Like and subscribe. Do it now. Hit that button. Bye. Now you get to see me do my magic.